All right, are we recording?
So start with 19.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing
Yeah,
19 first?
we'll start with
Okay.
19.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, he first,
sense.
but when I asked, he's like, we're going to do 21,
I was
and
gonna-
then we're going to go to 19.
I'm
I
saying
meant
was
to
like,
back up and explain that we're going to do 19.
Well,
Gotcha.
listen,
I gotcha.
Make
Math
that
was
point.
never the strongest
I know.
thing.
Yeah, this is true. This
Yeah.
is true. This is very true.
But now he's got it.
No,
Well,
I don't got it.
No, he doesn't.
Wheel.
No.
He's
I
getting
just-
there. There
I-
was the.
I just fudge it.
I don't remember. Dang it! He had a math moment a few episodes ago.
It was calendar.
Math moment.
Was it the calendar?
You're talking about how many days we
How
had
many
in a
days
month.
were in each month
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like
Like
that?
the commentary, I think, said how many days it was.
Yeah, that was one.
Yeah. And he was like, well, the commentary says it was 180 days. And it's like, well, we also could have just done the math.
Yeah, 6 months. Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But why
anyways,
do that when the commentary tells
Exactly.
you?
The
math's
commentary
important,
doesn't work.
kids. Stay in
Get
school.
it.
Math.
Dare. Don't do drugs. What else is there? Actually, Dare program's not around anymore, is
Not
it?
anymore.
No.
I actually saw a dump truck with it on it.
Huh.
Yeah, I was like, oh my
Scratch
gosh, that
that
reminds
off.
me back when I was.
I guess they decided it wasn't important. Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Guess we just gave up on that.
Why did we take that away?
Yeah, that was what 90s had to be
90s to early 2000s, because I have vague memories of it.
because it used to be on footballs and everything.
I remember having
It was
like a
on
monopoly
everything.
of it.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And then I guess they just decided, hey.
Ran its course, and that was it.
We tried.
Yeah, didn't work.
we tried.
Didn't work.
Throw in the towel.
What other acronyms do we have?
Nothing. This is stupid. We're done. All right. Welcome back to our podcast, Redeemed. We are in Psalms. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
Many psalms.
A lot of them.
David was busy.
Yes, he was. And if you read the Psalms, you could tell that he had a lot going on. Or at least he felt like he had a lot going on.
Well, it was a lot of, David always seemed to have a lot going on. But there was a lot of different emotions in each psalm, if you will.
And I think it's important to learn once again from David's example. I think there's something very important about pouring out your feelings and your things to the Lord. I think when we do that, especially in the way that David is here, he's giving that burden over to God.
Yes.
And I think sometimes if we're not as transparent as we need to be with those feelings before the Lord, then we can't really pass that burden over to Him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I love the way that David he pours his heart and his soul out into these psalms, just worshiping the Lord.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're really upbeat, and you can tell that he's on an emotional high. And then sometimes he's got enemies crouching at the door, and the whole world's fixed to fall apart.
Yep.
Psalms is a roller coaster. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. There doesn't seem to be a lot of middle ground in Psalms.
No, there's not. And I love the fact that through these you can also tell that David has a pretty good concept of the attributes of God and who God is, which is something that's pretty phenomenal for when these were written, because you're talking pre-New Testament.
Old Testament.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a math question. Shut up.
Many do call it the pre-New Testament.
Yeah. So this is the Old Testament.
I've never heard anybody call it that.
Fish and brain.
Yeah.
It was sunny out. Scrambled eggs.
Okay. Pre-New Testament.
Anyway.
Keep going.
Pre-New Testament, moving on.
Pre-New Covenant. How's that sound?
Okay, there we
Okay.
go.
Is that better?
Now that I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pre-New Covenant. But you know, sometimes you're creating this stuff on the fly, so it just doesn't always just mesh out just perfectly. Okay, pre-covenant, pre-New covenant.
Listen, that's
okay?
the only reason people watch, so we're good.
All right, it is true. We're just normal people walking through life, trying to live the redeemed Christian life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, or all the time, we fail. So, but by God's
here.
grace, by God's grace, we're getting a little closer.
That's
every day.
right, every day. Hopefully
Okay.
by like episode 1000, we'll be there.
Nah.
Probably not.
Nah.
It's 900 more away. Listen, we'll
I'm
be
gonna
dead by
say.
then.
At least be canceled before then.
Somebody cancel this. Anywho, so pre-New Covenant.
There we go.
There we go. So not pre-New Testament, because yes, I mean it's the Old Testament. I know.
I'm just saying it's already been titled. We don't need to. It doesn't need a new title.
My title sounds better. Okay. Anyway, And so there's a lot of attributes that the people in the Old Testament didn't quite understand yet, that weren't quite revealed until the New Testament. So the things that he's portraying, the things that he's put into words are pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Which once again goes to show the character and the person that David was.
Man after God's own heart.
Absolutely, he was. Even with all the things he messed up on, he was always repented and tried to correct his mistakes. I mean, he's absolutely one of my favorite examples in the Bible.
Yes.
With that being said, so we're going to look at a couple of them. I'm just going to pull some parts from a couple of these that I think that meant a lot to me. And I'm going to try to put those into some kind of, in my own personal life, how those kind of work out with the redeemed Christian life. Okay.
Yep.
And I love how in chapter 19 it says, and this is verse 12, but who can discern their own errors? Forgive my hidden faults. Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of transgression. I liked how he's talking about these forgive my hidden faults. I think there's a lot of times that even as redeemed Christians, we do things we don't even know we do it. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
And part of it can be sometimes we just have oversight and we just don't realize that what we're doing here can be a stumbling block to cause somebody else to stumble. Does
Right.
that make sense? And so...
And a lot of the time we don't even see the domino effect too.
And so to me, it once again caused me just to stop and think, okay, I need to readjust a few things so that if there is some hidden faults here that I don't see, first of all, that the Lord would make those known to me.
Yes.
And then second of all is to make sure that I'm putting those away so that I'm not causing other people to stumble.
Right.
And I mean that's a big concept. And the fact that David could put that into words is once again just amazing to me. And then it says, "Keep your servant from willful sins." Hey, how many of us have some of those willful sins?
Everybody.
Present.
We would like to not go there, but a lot of times we do.
Exactly.
That's why heaven looks so good, is that we don't have to deal with those willful sins when we get there.
They gone.
And so that, to me, it makes heaven a little more. So that then I will be blameless, innocent of transgression. And I don't think that we will ever be able to be completely blameless. I think the only person that can do that, and I believe the only person who could do that was Jesus.
Yes.
And that's why he did what he did and could die on a cross for our sins. Doesn't mean that we should just give up and just throw it all out.
Right. We should still be striving to be like Christ.
Absolutely. Because ultimately we do want to be blameless. We want to be innocent of transgression.
Yes.
That's where we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that is not a desire of any redeemed Christian, then I would greatly want to sit down and have a discussion with you about being a Christian.
Yes. You should be, at the very least, trying to keep the list short.
Absolutely. And that can be a challenge there too. Keeping
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got to scroll.
So, just those really spoke to me because, like I said, I just want to make sure that I'm not causing other people to. Other people to stumble. I want to make sure that I don't have these hidden faults. That's why, when we do come into opposition, or when I do come into opposition, and I have people that are saying, "Well, you have this in your life," I do take those things under consideration. Actually, look at them, because if I didn't, I would think that I'm greatly missing something, because there may be some actual truth to it, because people on the outside can see things that I can't on the inside because I'm too close to the situation.
Different perspective.
Absolutely. And so that's just one way that I try to make sure that I don't have these hidden sins, these hidden faults that I don't even know about.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure that those are all out of the open, and I want to make sure that I'm staying away from the willful sins as much as possible. And then just trying to live my life so that it does come across as blameless and innocent of transgression. And I love the way he ends it. He says, "May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock, my redeemer." And isn't that what I want to? I want my words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart to be pleasing in your sight. Because sometimes I think we forget that God can read our minds.
Yeah.
So a sin you may
I don't
think so a sin you may think you may get away with, you are not.
Nope.
And so I want those thoughts, the words of my mouth, all of it to reflect
Yes.
Christ.
Absolutely.
So like I said, I mean, Psalms is just, I enjoy Psalms. Like I said, they're a roller coaster, as we've discussed before. He's up 1 minute, he's down another. But that makes David more human to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I don't have all good days. I don't have all bad days. And the
Life
truth of the
is
matter
up.
is, I like the good days, but at the same time, we got to confess the bad days as well.
Absolutely.
All right. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.